Night of Champions is in the book, and I hate to break it to you guys and gals in YouTube land, but I actually kind of enjoyed myself. I apologize for watching the product and liking it. I know the cool thing to do is to hate watch WWE and not give credit where credit is due. I need to find 5 negatives for every 1 positive, and even that positive I have to just be like, oh, well, yeah, whatever. But no, for real, I really enjoyed myself in this PLE. Now, did I like every single result? No. But here's a news flash. Just because someone lost doesn't mean that the match was bad. Doesn't mean that everybody is buried. There are winners and there are losers. Now, I do agree that sometimes there are people who do get buried, and yet this time I don't really think so. Now, did every one of my guys and gals win? Like I said, no, they did not. But at least it made sense why they lost. And that's all I care about. I want the story to make sense. Sometimes I'll be like, what the heck is going on? Like when Drew McIntyre, when he was getting rolled up by everybody, that didn't make sense, so I would get upset. But Raquel Rodriguez puts on one of her best performances of all time, and I feel elevates herself, and just being in the ring with a top talent like Rhea Ripley, and for the record, I'm not a big fan of Rhea Ripley. I don't actually even like Rhea Ripley that much, but I understand the booking there. I don't agree with the booking. I think Raquel should have won and Rhea should have got the win back at Evolution, but that doesn't matter. The fact is, I understand why Raquel lost, and it makes sense to me, so I can go on and get on with my life and be happy that Raquel looks super strong in defeat. But that's the second match. Let's talk the first match, and that's Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Now, here's a matchup where, again, I didn't get the result that I wanted. I wanted Randy Orton to win, but I understand why they went with Cody Rhodes. They have built up Cody Rhodes forever. They have spent so much money into this dude, and, well, you know, he's got many, many years ahead of him. I asked this question on my hot takes. You know what? Everybody's like, oh, Randy Orton's the guy. It should be Randy Orton that beats John Cena. But here's the deal. What about all the newer wrestling fans? There are a lot of wrestling fans who have only watched wrestling for 10 to 15 years. And that's a long time if you think about it. And so they still don't really understand or live through the history of Randy versus John Cena. Now, old people like me were like, I want it to be Randy versus John Cena every night until the retirement, you know, but I understand that can't happen. There are people who started watching wrestling in 2020. They have no idea that Randy and John Cena really have a past. They know that Cody and John have a past from this WrestleMania, so maybe, honestly, a lot of the fan base, heaven forbid, they would rather Cody versus John Cena. I don't know. Tell me in the comments below when you came into watching wrestling, and if you prefer John Cena facing Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. They played up the back injury where he did a superplex off the top rope, and he was like, oh, my back. There was one point where Randy could do a punt kick, and he hesitated. He decided really not to do it, and that hesitation would later bite him in the butt. He does try to cheat. He grabs a steel chair, but he knows that the ref is going to tell him to put it away. And when the ref is putting the steel chair away, he undoes the turnbuckle, right? He undoes the turnbuckle, and Cody will push him into that undone turnbuckle, and for a second crossroad, get him. I'm not going to do a play-by-play. Cody will get him. Now, Cody was doing a lot of heel tendency moves. He basically, at one point, he wrapped Randy around the post, and he was really wrenching on his back. And while these are moves that a heel would do, he wasn't doing anything wrong. And even the exposed turnbuckle he pushed him into, there's an argument that he did not know that it was there, or he was just reacting, but it doesn't matter because Randy's the one who did it to begin with. So the real story here is that Cody started kind of turning or using heel tactics, but never really fully doing it. And then he was willing to do what it took, what was necessary, while Randy was willing to do like 90% of what was necessary, that last 10%, that punt kick, he didn't get it. And then when it was all said and done, and Cody is saying, oh, I'm just so thankful that I won, and give it up for Randy Orton, my mentor, my character. He said character like 2 or 3 times. Don't ever say character again. I never want to hear you say character again. That I'll get mad about. Don't call fellow wrestlers characters, but I digress. And Randy definitely was like, he kind of looked up, like kind of like side-eyed Cody, like saying, don't even bring me up. I lost. I'm a loser. I hate you. I'm gonna get you. I think the real story here is Randy realizes he has to actually turn into the Viper, the Legend Killer, the whatever other names he had, but the bad guy. He needs to turn full bad. But Cody is your king of the ring. Do I like the decision? No. Was it the right decision? Debatable, but like, I understand the decision. I really do understand it. Cody is their guy. And you know what? Hulk Hogan was the guy once upon a time, but he was never my guy. I liked the Ultimate Warrior. I liked Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. But Hogan was undeniably everybody else's guy. And that's how I kind of see this situation where, yeah, Cody has value. Just maybe I see more value in other people, but it doesn't mean it diminishes Cody's value. It just means he's not as valuable to me. That makes sense? All right. And you know what's also valuable? This belt right here. It goes on the WWE.com for about $500 to $600 right now, and I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it away at 20,000 subscribers. How do you win it? How will I choose who I give it away to? It's going to be a random comment from a random video, so the more comments you do on videos, the more chances you get to win. All you got to do then is comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification, and if you wouldn't mind, give a thumbs up. And if you would mind, give a thumbs up. Thumbs up. That's the moral of the story. I'd appreciate it. It would help me show the almighty algorithm that this channel is worthy of wrestling content for wrestling fans out there, and it'll push it out there to them, because I'm trying to quit my day job. So help me out, and you can win this. Not a toy. Ouch, that hurt. This is like pointier than the other belts. All right, so yeah, you can win. I'm trying to quit the day job. Help me out. All right, next match is Rhea versus Raquel Rodriguez. I already talked about it. Raquel lost, but I think she looked absolutely amazing in this match. This was Raquel's like coming out party right here, in that she looked like a beast, and I absolutely loved it. Raquel, I was very harsh on Raquel in 2024. I think she sucked. Honestly, I think she sucked, but maybe it was just ring rust, because this Raquel, or since actually 2025, the beginning of this year, Raquel has just been like on fire, and this was the culmination of it. And what's even, I hate that Liv Morgan was injured, or is injured right now, but there is a bright side in that Raquel now is on her own and thriving. And so that is a credit to Liv Morgan, in that she has set Raquel up for such success that now Raquel is her own woman, her own wrestler, her own star. And so, yeah, big and great stuff here. Now, Rhea Ripley, on the other hand, she won. A lot of people are going to call her Rhea Hogan, which she's 28 years old. She's not some old wily veteran just holding people down. No, she's not. I don't even like Rhea Ripley, and I've got to defend her though, because I totally get why. There's a money machine behind her. She prints money. She brings in fans. And I personally like it when she's a heel, but I get why she's a face. She's the real deal. I think earlier I said, oh, she's super hot. I didn't mean her looks, even though she is very attractive. I actually meant she's super hot in that everybody loves her, the fans, the casuals and everything. I know the internet hates her. I just don't have any feelings for her whatsoever. Pro or con, other than the fact that I can see that she is a superstar. She looks the part, and she's a great wrestler. The one thing that I really did not like about this match, though, was that Roxanne Perez got involved. That I wish they wouldn't have done, because Roxanne getting involved, to me, it meant that Raquel should have won. The moment Roxanne started getting involved here, it became a 2-on-1 situation. Again, she's still a rookie, but she's like, she's somebody of name value, and so for them to let Raquel lose after Roxanne got involved, that kind of like, that's the part of the match that I don't agree with. I just wish they would have taken Roxanne and not put her a part of this at all, and then I would have completely understood why everything happened. Otherwise, it was an easy out for them to let Raquel win. And then they could have reran it back at Evolution. That, like, Raquel should have won here, but she didn't. I understand, but yeah, still a good match though, still a great match. I just wish Roxanne wouldn't have got involved if they were going to let Rhea win no matter what. I'll also shout out the referee too. There was a very dangerous spot on the on the turnbuckle where there was a table, and then Rhea was going to like do her like riptide on Raquel, and they're on the top turnbuckle, and it just looked very wobbly, very unsafe. I was like, please don't do this, please don't do this. They did it, it looked great, but the referee was holding the table. Kudos. I don't care what it looks like on TV. Safety is my priority. Maybe it's because I'm a dad. I mean, I did grow up in the ECW era, and I did not care about people's safety. I was like, yeah, throw them off the steel cage one more time. But, like, now I do. And I'm like, just be safe. And thank you, referee, for making sure your talent were okay. All right, so now we come to Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. This is another one where I'm like, I wish they would have just done something just a little different. If they had just done just a little bit of changes here and there, little tweaks, this would have been an all-time PLE. Because, so Karrion Kross, he loses, right? He lost, but it's to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the only guy speaking Arabic in WWE. I was like, it would be crazy if he didn't win. He even came out with some kind of headdress or something. I'm not sure exactly what you call it. But just playing up that connection he has with the Saudi people, and which I'm totally okay with. Like, why wouldn't you? And so Sami Zayn will win with one haluva kick. Now, every single person alive on this show kicked out of everybody's finisher, so it's like maybe Kross could have kicked out of one haluva kick, but that's a small thing. What should have happened, in my opinion, is Kross should have somehow like saw the haluva kick coming and allowed it to happen. And then on Monday Night Raw, he could have gone to Sami and say, hey, Sami, I let you have that haluva kick. I wanted you to feel what it was like to be a winner. And I want you to know that you could always have that feeling if you start turning to the dark side, if you start siding with me. And that's it. That would have gave Karrion Kross the motivation he needed to allow Sami to win. And then Sami could have got the win. Everybody could have went away happy, and the storyline could have continued. Kross could have looked strong even in defeat. Now, that said, how do I feel about what happened? What actually happened? I'm okay with it. Now, I am a big Karrion Kross fan, and I know a lot of people are just like, Karrion Kross lost. Oh my God, he's buried. I guess his contract is up. Go to AEW. And listen. Karrion Kross, months ago, didn't have a t-shirt being sold in the arena, and we just kept lobbying, and then he got his t-shirt sold in the arena. He did not wrestle on a PLE. This dude was regulated to main event right after WrestleMania, and now he's on a PLE, one headlined by John Cena, CM Punk. The dude was on a huge PLE match with a country's favorite wrestler, Sami Zayn, and he was still getting pops. He was still getting huge pops and reactions. It's like, it's progress. It's progress. We don't need everything at once. Would I have liked Kross to have won? Yes. Would I have liked for Kross to have allowed Sami to kick him? Yes. Would I like 20,000 subscribers? Yes. Sometimes you don't always get what you want right away. And that's what's happening here. Like, we got the victory of getting Kross on the PLE. Let's celebrate that instead of just saying, well, Triple H, you didn't give us everything. We wanted every demand. There's no room for compromise. No, we got Karrion Kross on a PLE. That's huge. That's huge. That's a huge victory for us fans. And I'm very thankful that Kross got on here. So I'm not going to focus on the defeat of Karrion Kross. I'm going to focus on the victory that he was there, and I will say also Scarlett looked amazing as a manager. Again, I'm not talking about her actual appearance. I'm talking about the fact that she was a manager. She was walking around the ring. She was getting heat with the crowd. She was talking to her wrestler. I loved that. A manager who acts like a manager. So, like, good stuff here. Good stuff here. Not the result I wanted, but I understood it. That's all that I need. I need to understand why we do things. I need the story to make sense. No plot holes. Now we go to Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. And man, I'll tell you what. A lot of other people might be like, this was the wrong winner, but not me. This is the winner I wanted. This is the match I wanted. I got a return. I got a new wrestler. This is everything I wanted. Right here, this was the match. And it's like, I was a little worried that the only heel that was going to win on this whole PLE was John Cena. And let's be honest, John Cena's like, he's like kind of a heel, kind of not. Like, yes, his actions are heelish, but the fans just want to cheer the guy, so we just cheer him anyways. But Solo Sikoa up against Jacob Fatu, it's harder to cheer Solo because everybody loves Jacob. I gotta tell you this, I'm digging Solo more than Jacob now. And the fear was when they came in that Jacob was going to outshine Solo, and he did. But that's because they were holding Solo back. He had so much personality to offer, and he wasn't offering it. But now that he does, I'm like, this Solo is so good. Here is he does comedy, right? He does comedy, and yet he's not a comedic character. He's a heel with comedic tendencies, and I love it. Like, he trash talks in the ring. He had some kind of headlock or something, chin lock on Jacob Fatu, and he's like all gas, no brakes. He just starts throwing out his catchphrases. And it was a good match. It was so good. I did not think that they were going to let Solo ever beat Jacob Fatu. When Solo lost the Ula Fala, it was like he kind of just like slowly, his decline was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. At WrestleMania, the best he got was to come out and say, yeah, Jacob, you can do it. That was his WrestleMania moment. And then at Backlash, in one instance, with JC Mateo, hate that name, but with JC Mateo, God, I hate that name, he just elevated himself. It's like he just needs one goon that believes in him, and then he believes in himself. And from that point forward, it was just Solo just rose up like a sky rocket, like a meteoric rise. And yes, he is so entertaining. The little things he does in the rings, the little things he says, just his facial expressions, just his comedic timing, everything. And then throughout this entire match, we have JC Mateo. Oh, that name. He does interfere, but it's not enough. And then the best part of the night, Tonga Loa, who please, I have a Tonga Loa video up that I actually uploaded today as well. Of all the videos that I could probably maybe get a lot of viewers on, it'll be something like that. Some goofy video where people are searching for Tonga Loa because he's kind of like an internet meme. Please help me out and go watch that video. It's 10 facts of Tonga Loa. He is our true tribal chief. But back to this video, Tonga Loa, the goat of goats, comes. It's a misdirect because we think, oh, that's the big surprise. But no, Hikuleo, the 800-foot giant of the Anawai family. Actually, I think he's Haku's kid. But regardless, he comes out and he demolishes Jacob Fatu. So now Jacob Fatu looks strong. It took 4 dudes to beat Jacob, and yet it didn't make Solo look weak either. Because sometimes it's like, dude, come on, you had 4 dudes. No, actually, hey, you know what? Roman a lot of times needed 4 dudes. I hope I hope Solo becomes the tribal chief again. We don't got that many years left with Roman. What has Roman done with the Ulafala anyways? Let's give it back to Sikoa. But regardless, Solo has his family unit back together and they were looking strong. Solo wins the title. Couldn't believe it. I was hoping that Jacob would have a Gunther-like title reign, and yet I'm kind of happy and okay with Solo winning the title. Now we go to the queen of the ring, Asuka versus Jade Cargill. This was a decent match. I didn't have any problems with it. I know a lot of people hate Jade Cargill. It's like, oh, she should have went to NXT. Oh, she should have did this. Oh, she should have did that. I mean, I do think that she should have went to NXT, but like where she's at right now, I think she's good enough for the main roster. I think she's doing good stuff. I really do. I actually enjoyed this match. Was it the greatest match of all time? No. I've seen better Asuka matches. I've seen better Jade Cargill matches. But was this a good match? Let's put this match in a bubble and look at it. You know, a snow globe. We'll look at it. We'll shake it up. We'll get the little snowy things, and we'll be like, yeah, that was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was fine. And Jade Cargill won. Honestly, I think it was the right call because guess what? Asuka could instantly go to Raw and get a match with Io Sky. They're a friendship. There's a built-in storyline right there. Just one of them has to turn on the other. There's no need for Asuka to have to win the Queen in order to get a title shot, right? But Jade Cargill, on the other hand, she doesn't have an automatic in like Asuka does on Raw. But so it's like she needs something to just get her there, transplant her there, and give her credibility. Asuka, she has a resume that is like 3 miles long of why she is the number one contender. But Jade Cargill, she looks the part, but she doesn't necessarily have the credentials. So we have to start giving credentials to Jade Cargill. You know, a lot of people have said, like, why does Cody Rhodes need the crown? You know, he's already an established star. The crown should be for up-and-coming stars. Like, why are we giving the Money in the Bank to Seth Rollins? It should be for up-and-coming stars. But no, we keep giving it to all these established stars who, like, literally, Cody didn't need the crown, and furthermore, neither did Randy. Those two are perpetual main eventers. It would have been cool if some high mid-card guy like LA Knight had actually won the crown. But here we have a situation where Asuka, she's an established star, and Jade Cargill is the up-and-comer. I'm glad we gave it to the up-and-comer. At the end, it did seem like Jade pulled back a little too far, and, you know, you could probably argue that Asuka's shoulder was up. They didn't show us the other camera angle, so it probably was, but, like, oh my god. Like, that happened last year, too. Gunther did it to Randy Orton, and Randy Orton, like, there was a question on whether or not Randy was pinned. Are we yelling at Gunther still? Oh, Gunther, you suck as a wrestler because there was a questionable pin in King of the Ring. No, there wasn't. Let's just give her a chance, guys. You're allowed to have opinions, but like I'm just saying, maybe look at your opinion and be like, why do I hate every single little thing that person does? But I think based upon the fact that King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring should be elevating mid-card to main event status, I think it did that here, in that we fully now have Jade Cargill with something on her resume to get her into a main event match. And then Naomi, Proceed with Caution, comes in and cashes in on her. Boom, boom. All right, so now we go to the main event. Now, John Cena versus CM Punk. They've had some epic wars in the past. Was this up to par with Money in the Bank 2011? No, the wrestling match was not, but this is like 14 years later, so like I'm gonna give them some grace here. Their match was fine. In fact, it was the crowd really hyped it up. They were bonkers in all the good ways. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Had a really big fight feel. They went at it. A little too many false finishes, but whatever. Also, by the way, Cody kicked out of 2 RKOs. I didn't like that early in the evening. But back to here. So we have a big fight feel. John Cena, CM Punk. There was a moment where John Cena got the title and was going to hit CM Punk, and he decided not to. And unlike what happened with R-Truth at Saturday's main event, when John Cena decided not to, he gives the ref the belt, and then he kicked R-Truth, in this privates. He didn't do that here. He just gave the belt back, and then Punk started fighting again. I think that was the moment. That might have been the big moment where, well, John Cena is turning face again, but not yet, because we'll see this later. So the match is going on, and at some point, John Cena shoulder blocks the ref, and the ref goes down. CM Punk would have won. He goes to sleep him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. CM Punk's like, let's go, come on, give me a ref, and burn it down. Seth Rollins, who has no match, no Raw, no nothing, flew all the way to Saudi Arabia with his entire crew, hater of the year, both Brawns and Paul Heyman, and it's like, oh God. And yeah, that happens. They come down. The Brawns attack CM Punk. They're beating the crap out of him. Now this even makes less sense. The one thing that it just doesn't make sense at all, Penta came down and attacked. And don't come at me like sometimes I'll say something, I'm like, this doesn't make sense, and everybody gets on me. Like, why do you hate Penta? Penta's awesome. I'm not saying I hate Penta, but I'm saying it doesn't make sense why Penta was there. So Seth Rollins and his entire crew flew out there, but it made sense why he flew out there, because he has money in the bank, and with money in the bank, he could cash in anytime. So he wanted to see if right now was the moment. Here's the deal. Penta's in the same situation. No Raw match, no SmackDown match. Why would he fly out, though? He doesn't have money in the bank. There's no reason for Penta to fly out other than him thinking, ooh, what if Seth Rollins goes and attacks and tries to win the belt? I better be there to help? He has no affiliation with CM Punk or John Cena. That said, who cares? Let's just move on. Penta, he comes out. Sami Zayn comes out. It's just a lot going on, right? I can't remember what exactly happened to Bronson Reed to take him out of the equation. No, eventually John Cena will actually AA him. But before that, we have a moment where Seth and John are facing each other, and John's like, what are you doing? Almost like heel to heel. Why? I'm a heel. I'm a bad guy just like you. And Seth is like, dude, you're trying to take the title away forever. And then it's just fight. Everything's overbooked. Sami, Penta, Bronson, Braun. Then it eventually comes back down to just Punk and just John Cena. I actually started acting like I was the commentator during my live stream. I don't know if anybody saw that. Let me know if you liked it. I might actually clip it. I want to see how good I actually did. It was something new. I thought I would try it. So it's just Punk. It's just John. Punk extends the hand. He extended the hand. I bought it. I fell for it. I thought based upon the earlier, when John didn't hit him with the belt or kick him in his privates, I thought to myself, this is the moment. We get the handshake and we're fully on the road to John Cena's recovery. But no, he doesn't. He just kicks him and he puts him in the AA, and that's it. John Cena will win, and it was an overbooked, chaotic mess, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was very happy. It was very much a WrestleMania 40. Just, all right, you go. It was the Avengers. It was just boom, 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 fight. I loved it. It was fun. It was exciting. It was crazy. And why not? Why wouldn't 800 people come out and try to stop John Cena from leaving with the title? If they had made Ron Killings instead of Penta, that would have then made all the sense in the world. It shouldn't have been Penta. It should have been Ron Killings. I get they're trying to get Penta over, but again, it made no sense for him to buy a ticket to Saudi Arabia because he wasn't used at all except for right here. Small little beef there. Anyways, I yawned twice. During this PLE. It was a very good PLE. It was also at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. for me, so that makes a big difference. How many chops am I going to give it? I'm going to give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chops. 8 chops. I really enjoyed that main event. I really enjoyed the main event and the build-up. And the stage looked amazing. I love the huge screen. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10, but if I could do 0.5, I'd do 8.5, but I'm not gonna. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 chops. 8 out of 10 chops, 2 yawns, great stuff. Loved it. Every decision was not correct, in my opinion, but I understood everything other than Penta flying to Saudi Arabia. Other than that, we're good, though. Love Penta. Don't get mad at me for not loving Penta. And so, yeah, there you go. Please don't forget the Tonga Loa video. I'm going to put it, like, right there or right there. Please go watch that. Even if you just click on it, hit a thumbs up, and then walk away. It's 12 minutes. Watch it even. You'll learn something new about our Tonga Loa. He has some 10 amazing facts. Boys, girls, you're amazing. Have a good day.